If you were born between 1965 and 1979, you fall under Generation X. Now, a lot of you might not know this, but retirement is probably just around the corner, or maybe it's already there. For those of you that are planning for retirement, watch this video as we discuss some of the concerns and obstacles a lot of you are facing or have faced when planning your retirement. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Financial Beat. I'm Logan Sadler. Happy to be here with you today, and thanks for stopping by. Today, I wanted to talk about some very interesting facts and some concerns and some interesting case studies done by Corbridge Financial. So in this video, is no way is this me endorsing these statistics or these comments. I just really wanted to bring them to your attention and go over some survey numbers and some interesting data that I think was gathered pertaining to a lot of you that are Generation X. Those of you that aren't Generation X, maybe you're younger or older, I still think you're going to find some value out of this video. And you might catch me reading off my screen here because I'm pretty good, but I'm not going to remember all these statistics, and I want to make sure I deliver them correctly. So let's go ahead and jump in here. One of the things I found that was very interesting with a lot of you is really when you look at a Generation X, when you retire at age 65, you could expect to live 20 years or 25 years in retirement. So when you look at that time frame, it's a rather long length of time in your retirement plan. We've done a lot of videos that talk about the length of your potential retirement. The next thing I thought was very important, and again, as an advisor that specializes in retirement planning, a lot of these goals and concerns and topics we're talking about, I actually see come to fruition in real life here. So it's very interesting. Only 31% of Gen Xers expect to be able to retire at age 65. To me, that is not shocking. A lot of you out there plan on 55 or 60. However, when a lot of the times when we run the numbers and things like that, it does end up being a little bit closer to that 65 number. And even at that point, I do have a lot of clients that are working past age 65. Some of them financially have to, and some of them financially don't have to, but want to. So those are a few things to look at. When you look at Gen Xers, 6 of 10 Gen Xers are concerned about not being able to maintain their standard of living. Now, again, I think everybody probably falls into that category, not just Gen Xers. When looking at when we retire, we don't envision it being a time where we retire and don't have any money, right? Or don't have a paycheck. When we retire, we want to retire and enjoy things and be able to live some standard of living. So 6 and 10, which I thought was rather high, are very fearful about not being able to maintain that standard of living, which again, I think is very important. 50% of parents that are Gen Xers, they care for a child that's over 18, right? They financially give care or financial support to that child, which again is a lot of them. And some of them fall into what we would call the sandwich generation, where a lot of them are actually supporting their aging parents and their younger adult children. So it's one of those things where a lot of the expenses are up, and it's one of those things that could really eat into a budget and a retirement plan. One of the other things I thought was interesting is 46% of Gen Xers feel they are not on track for retirement. So when you look at your retirement plan or lack thereof retirement plan, a lot of people are not confident or do not feel that they are on pace. The other thing I wanted to talk about was 60% of them, one of their biggest things that they're lost in with their retirement plan is their debt management. So a lot of them with aging parents, younger kids, sometimes debt and things like that can be an issue for a lot of you. 3 things I wanted to talk about here when looking at a Gen Xer and summarizing, not just reading you statistics, but wanting to give you some value here. 3 things I always would recommend for not just Gen Xers, but a lot of people, but specifically talking to you Gen Xers. You want to, number 1, have a written retirement plan. That's number 1. Number 2, you want to understand where you lie with your situation, right? Don't just say you're retiring at 55 or 65 or 70. Actually have a financial plan that actually charts out that course of when you're going to be able to retire. Number 3 is being able to create a retirement plan that's going to address that standard of living concern. Because again, I meet with a lot of people where they're in such a rush to retire because they've worked a lot of hours, they've worked a lot of years, and now they're at a point where it's called burnout, right? However, we don't want to retire. If we're used to living off 10 grand a month, we don't want to retire to $2,000 a month, right? That's probably not going to be the best standard of living, and it's probably not going to be a very enjoyable retirement. So really understanding those three concepts of understanding your plan, getting a plan together, and then understanding what type of standard of living and what you envision your retirement to be are crucial. So hopefully you enjoyed that there. Again, just some fun back and forth on some statistics. And I appreciate you stopping by. We'll be back here again next week with another one.